Tonight, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's a special Thanksgiving night presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
It is a cold night in western Pennsylvania as we bring you inside Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. Now this will make it into the end zone. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Here are the Steelers making their way out, and with their longtime starter, Ben Roethlisberger, leading the way.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 41-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Montez Sweat in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
They just gave up a sack there. And if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are. And I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist. Because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Looking deep here for Ebron. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
First time we get to see this Baltimore offense here, and feast your eyes on the Madden cover man, Lamar Jackson, taking the field, ready to lead them at quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
Vince Williams on the tackle.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 22 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
First down, Baltimore.
From the gun, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Jackson. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Alex Highsmith in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
Now it's Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Stephon Tuitt able to record his 5th sack of the season. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they...
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue.
Under pressure, and down he goes. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now it's Jackson. And this is caught by Watkins. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Again, partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
That's the end of the first quarter.
We're scoreless after 1. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Jackson from the shotgun. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Steelers, nothing.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Off of play action, he'll look to throw. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Gurley. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here.
44-yard line.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
For a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 39, Roethlisberger. The throw taken in by Cole. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
31-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Keelan Cole, the intended target, but it's going to be second down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 21. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. On first down, it's Gurley. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. The interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got it first and goal at the 7. Here's Roethlisberger. Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
Lamar Jackson sacked.
This has been a long drive. You know that defense, they're craving to get off the field. They were able to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ledger, they were thinking about how do we punctuate this drive with 6, right? Make it an exclamation point. Instead, you got to put a question mark next to this drive now after the fumble, even though they recovered it.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's second and goal. Roethlisberger will throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. And he comes back with one complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try.
28-yard attempt.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3.
The game at 3-3.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
Lamar Jackson heading back out as we check out our players' spotlight. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with a quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And how about the quick feet there as he made a man miss on his way to a solid gain of 7.
A 7-yard pickup.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson looking left side. Andrews with it complete.
Jackson's pass complete to Mark Andrews.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was trying to go back to Hollywood there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw again, Jackson. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. That kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They run. It's Gurley. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now Jackson on 1st down. And he whips that one incomplete there. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard.
Throwing again. Jackson. Man open left side is Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 32 on the play.
And the Ravens.
Here's Jackson. He's going to find his tight end Boyle.
Jackson.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Jackson.
And that one will fall incomplete.
Incomplete.
Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this 1st half.
2 yards.
He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's able to get the 1st here as he's taken down at the 25.
To J.K. Dobbins.
They get 9 yards there, and they get a 1st down. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Made his 1st. This now from 42 yards out. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike 1st at 3-zip.
The score, Ravens 6, Steelers 3.
So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Man, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Once again, hope everyone out there.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own.
As the offense takes the field, we zero in on Lamar Jackson. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, That usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got his man on the out route. And down he'll go at the 25. A gain of 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. That's caught left side by the tight end, Boyle. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. He'll throw from the gun. And he's got it. Got his man on the end round. Complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
The 34-yard line.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Keelan Cole, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Short little throw to Ebron. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Makes it 3rd.
Ben to throw again. And finding Keelan Cole. And he will have a Steelers 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler 1st.
10 at the 38-yard line.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. And he connects with Ebron. And he will have a Steelers 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. They'll run with Snell. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. To the right side to Eric Ebron. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, they wound up losing yardage.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
1st and 10. at their own 25.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson going to throw right side here, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at the 47-yard line.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. He'll get 3 up to midfield. The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's
an option handoff here to Dobbins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
That's the end of the...
We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen. Oh, no, he lost the football. But it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession.
Fumbled on the play.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
To Sammy Watkins.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Take over first and 10.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Second and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Marcus Peters on the coverage.
Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football.
Schuster. That's good for a Pittsburgh Steeler.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 42-yard line.
Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
No gain on the play. Leads to 3rd and 11.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here a throw taken in by Watkins. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. And
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Back at the 34-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
I call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and that will come the offense as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Snell. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
That's good. We're up.
And they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A run for Snell. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Come on now, let's make it happen, baby. Let's make it happen.
They get the former 1st overall selection, Eric Fisher. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Out of bounds at his own 49-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 34-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Going right side here, and that's complete.
Juju.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
10 more yards. Complete to Juju Smith-Schuster. 10 yards on the pickup. It's
on 2nd down, it's Snell.
At the 24-yard line.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
1st down and 10 yards to go.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's Snell again. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
8-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
They run the counter. Snell. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now it's Gurley. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This for the lead in the final stages. Boswell's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Steelers 9, Ravens 6.
Big kick right there to give him the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they've managed the clock exactly right.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Marcus Joyner there defensively.
Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. He's back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And they'll indeed take a knee. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for Pittsburgh, they move back over 500 now at 6-5.
And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they will get a home date next week as they...